Coming on for part 2. Greetings again from the other side. Let me turn the camera around. I have just set myself here onto these ancient beautiful rocks, charging my feet up. Right here a young man just he transitioned. Jackson was his name, that's why it's written there on the rock. He was a surfer. He transitioned, and there is a beautiful rising sun. I love watching the shapes that the clouds make, the faces I see, the animals, the shapes. It activates my creativity, and just watching this water come in, and it's magical. And when I wrote that post last night, when I write posts and do the videos, whatever comes through, I feel it then stronger. As I always say, I am writing and speaking the new into reality. So the writing and the speaking is an activation. And as I sit here, I can feel the crystalline grit that is underneath me. And the first part of this transmission this morning was, I have been having to clear my body-mind up. Drinking the Return to Origin water has been really helping me to become more sensitive and more able to feel and see everything, also the unseeable, like the grit that we at first can't see, especially when we are toxified, when we are literally blind and distracted by the chemicals that are running through our body. Everything we eat affects our body chemistry. Everything we drink affects our body chemistry. Every environment we are in affects our body chemistry. Other humans that we are around, especially that we closely relate with, they affect our body chemistry. If they are on medication or so all the time and we would sleep next to them, that would affect us. And the more sensitive we become, the more we feel that. So this is very important for us New Earth leaders and us Kangen shamans, the shamans who are here to return to origin, which is love and unity and sensitivity and all our soul gifts. This is what I've been doing lifetimes already. This is not just what in this lifetime. The era we are entering into now, that starts in 2027, we are ending right now the time of planning. It's ending. The era of planning is ending, because when we are living in the now, we don't plan anymore. We are living fully in the now and in devotion to our soul, and our monad and source already has the plan for us. So we don't need to be distracted and constantly busy with planning, because the plan is already happening. This is the same with goals. I don't have goals in that way. I don't have goals anymore. And I'm a forerunner of the new. So also for me, sharing the water and working in the field, in inverted commas, with the Kangen, the energetic tribe and people, and the old ways don't work for the New Earth leaders. We are not planning anymore. There are no goals. We are just doing what we are told. the alignment with soul, we don't have to worry about all of that. That doesn't work. We think it works, but be very careful, because it can distract us from actually doing what we have come here to do and be, which is to be our soul embodied. So that can be a trap. And then this beautiful water and the attached busyness can be a trap, holding you actually in the old. Yeah, so I have been guided to stay focused on my soul alignment, utilizing the water, the shower, the anespa to clear the turmeric, the yukon, which is grown in Kangen water, clearing my body. And the turmeric, the yukon, is also coming from the powerful portal of Okinawa, which is a blue zone of the earth. So with that is the grit work, that is a golden little pill that comes from there, that's activating my body, helping me to return, to this this golden liquid light, which is my true essence. So my body wants to be crystal clear for that. And the conditioning of how we eat and what we eat and drink is so deep and severe. I'm finding it's one of the hardest ones to shift. It's so hard to shift because it's even linked to our deep conditioned anxiety. You feel anxious or stressed, you want food. We, the conditioning, trained to that. The conditioning that, we come together, we celebrate. You need to have a drink. We need to have an alcoholic drink to celebrate. No, we don't. But we have been conditioned to do that. There's so much conditioning around food or cigarettes, vaping. And when you see, that wasn't even in my realm, but there's an amount of rubbish from the vapes as well. The plastic of the vapes that are dumped everywhere, toxifying the lungs, toxifying the body. The chemicals that come in from the vaping, that's way beyond the original smoking. Used to be the beautiful tobacco medicine just rolled up. Then you are very close to the powerful plant spirit of tobacco. Then it got messed up by the cigarettes that have all the chemicals in it, and now the vaping takes it to the whole nother level. And how many people are addicted even to it? It's crazy. So the mission of us, it is all about water, because we need to clear up, we need to clear this planet up, we need to help people get clear. If they are not clearing up, they are also toxifying the earth. I'm just sitting so the sun is behind me. So that is our first mission. And if you align with that, we have a tool here in our hands that we can bring this water to people. We can bring this water to people so that they have living water on their tap. Because most people don't have a living spring, like I shared in the transmission 1 this morning. They don't have a living stream close by where they can just go and drink fresh spring water. So having it on the tap, that we can make our own structured water, helps us take our power back. And we can bring this medicine to people. They can also then be guided to align their soul with their body, as they are clearing their body up and their body mind. And then as they begin to clear, the distortion and the distraction and the veils will lift. The water codes will open in the body, and then they can remember who they truly are. And then when they begin to speak, sharing about the water, what also really comes out is their soul's mission. And then the water drives that. And then we get rewarded for that as well. We get paid by God, basically, by Source, by Spirit, which then trickles down to the company of Energic, who pays the distributors very generously. So we get rewarded for doing our soul's work. Yeah, because that's what I was asking. That is my story. I was really waking up to the grit work, just doing it and working with the animals and the grit. The animals are part of that. And then it was like, where is my money coming from for this? Because my conditioning was used to, I transact my energy. So I work, I receive money for a session or this or that. Yeah, it was always transactional in that way. But when we do grit work, who is paying us? Maybe a philanthropist who recognizes us, or yeah, who knows, maybe friends who would support us. But we can take this into our own hands by sharing this beautiful water that people need. These products that the New Earth leaders need, and even the people who are not the New Earth leaders need it, so that they stay healthy. And everybody can also become wealthy through it, because that is the principle of the company, which has God right behind it. And read my post from a few nights ago, where I shared about the principles of Mr. Oshiro, and that the principles of Energic and the Kangen water, the Kangen mission, basically. It is about that we are healthy, that we are not stressed, which includes not having financial stress, because if we have financial stress, that's unhealthy for our body. And then we are also distracted from doing our work, because we are worried. How do I pay my next bill? Even if it's a subtle worry. I compared also to, are you scared of spiders? Like, I used to have such a phobia of spiders. Every time I entered my house, I was actually scared there was one. I didn't even realize it anymore. Until that fear actually cleared, suddenly I could see the spiders and I wasn't scared. Now they don't even appear anymore. But this is a subtle fear that we can get used to. And I have had that in me. How am I going to pay my next body corporate bill? And they can rise all the time. How am I going to pay all my bills? And if we live alone as women and we have children, especially as women, because we are also different in our divine feminine energy with our feminine body. Everybody has a feminine energy, but the women especially, rising out of the patriarchal time we are coming out of, we have been so conditioned to being suppressed. And you know, some years ago we couldn't even own a bank account without a man. So what we are coming out of, the suppression, and rising into our full sovereignty, this is a vehicle for it. Yeah. So this is linking in the grit work, doing the grit work. And when I share these live transmissions, this is a live grit work. And you, who is on with me right now? Kati. Hello, Kati. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on. You are right, we are doing this together. We right now are doing the grit work. As you watch, where you are, it goes right through your body into the grit. And where I am here, sharing it here by the water in the ancient rocks, what I am saying, what comes through from source, goes right here into the crystalline grit. And also our body, which is also a crystalline grit. And so the work with our crystalline body, and to restore our body back to its purity and optimal functioning, my standards have risen so much now. The amount of water I'm drinking, the quality of water I'm drinking, what I'm doing every day, my life. Like, there's not a day I'm not in nature. There's not a day I'm not barefoot on the ground. There isn't a day I'm not under fresh living water. And there's hardly a day I'm not going into the ocean and being with these rocks and being with lots of animals. I have been deeply embodying that and living it. And yeah, that has shifted, this has expanded. This is my true soul's work. Not just to be in a room giving sessions to one person, but expanding into this bigger, yes, and that is stepping into uncertainty, that is stepping into the unknown with full devotion and trust. My soul knows, and like I shared before, I don't have goals, I don't have a plan. We are leaving the era of planning. Yeah. Yet, this company, who are making these beautiful, powerful machines, all in-house made, that make this living water for people, they have a 500-year business plan. So 500 years. They are also debt-free, and they pay the distributors and their staff very generously, because one of the principles is compassion. And you can go back a few days, I shared a post about that, about the compassion that lies behind. Yeah, and look at these beautiful seagulls that are sitting here with us, divine angels, and the swallows that are dancing around. So this is always what happens when we are working with the grid, and you hear the swallows chirping and flying around. So as I'm sitting here and sharing and bringing this through and changing the grid in my body and in the earth, for myself and for everybody else, the animals come in. They fly over, they sit next to me. There's another dog coming. Yeah, this is another human. And we are all family. We are all sacred family. And do you share with your family what works so well with you, for you? I do. And we have to get away from feeling manipulated by that. As an example, my mother shared with me about our neighbors and some certain health problems they have, and I said, oh, have you shared with them about the water you're drinking? And she said, oh, they would never buy that. And I said, we're not there to sell it. We are just here to share about it because it helps us. You are feeling so much better from drinking it. Wouldn't you share it with your friends and family? There is this fear of, as if we are being looked at, that because we are distributing it as well. We can. If you buy a machine, you can tell others about it, and you are a distributor automatically. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, and we all get rewarded for that. But don't we want that? Why not? Like, this is a great hat I'm wearing. If I tell you, I don't know where I got it from anymore, but if I would tell you where I got it from and so on, I wouldn't get a reward for that. That's also okay, but isn't it nice that water wants to flow, money wants to flow, love wants to flow? So this is the spirit of water. This water wants to be told to other people. That was my only clear guidance from Spirit. Drink this water and tell others about it, because we need it. Everybody needs it, especially the New Earth leaders who are deep in the ascension process, where our body needs to really become crystal clear so we can do the grid work. If we are not connected properly because we are on dead water, dead water makes for a dead body and dead connections. And we can feel that why some people, the relating isn't flowing. And now I can see it all because they are not drinking even enough. They're not drinking the right water. So the communication isn't flowing, and the relating always stops. The connecting is on and off, and it's not flowing. So I'm observing that when we are drinking this water, we are flowing, and then we can relate properly. My relating has shifted a lot in my village for me, with my community. I am there, I need to relate properly and keep flowing. And I thought I was, but I wasn't. So that's what I'm seeing through the embodiment of having been drinking this water now for 1.5 years, how my relating has changed, how my sensitivity has changed. And I mean, I'm on here now every day, at least one time. That's not a plan, that just happens. As I said, we are leaving the era of planning, and as a way shower I have left that already. I don't plan. I find that very restrictive. If you have a calendar and you want to put me into a calendar to talk with me, that's really not very alive to me, and that's not the future. 2027 we will have we are totally shifting out of that, and we are leading the way, living in the now, aligned with soul. We don't need a plan. I am meeting everybody I need to meet. I don't need to go onto any sites to meet somebody. Source, God, Great Spirit, everything is orchestrated. We are meeting everybody exactly when we need to. And we have, yeah, our frequency and our energy calls everybody in who resonates with that. So we have had to go through as well of letting lots of people go. Lots of people, places, patterns, because they don't align then anymore. The more clear, the more flowing we get. And then we are meeting those that do align with us. Yeah. And this takes quite a lot of deep inner work. What I'm sharing right now comes from a lot of deep inner work of clearing and healing and aligning with my soul and bringing myself fully to life, fully to love, fully to my soul. Yeah. And yeah, wow, this is there's so many distractions and seductive things out there trying to distract us and numb us and keep us numb. So we have to be really strong and clear to become soft and vulnerable and flowing. Yeah, that's what it's about. That's all that's coming through this morning. And on this beautiful portal I'm here with these beautiful seagulls and these magical rocks. Peace and harmony and stability and balance embodied. Taking the sun in, and the more skin we can expose to the sun, the better it is. There is an institute in Queensland. It was over 21 years ago when I read about that, the Natural Hygiene Institute. They were advocating, I read about that back then, every day to spend at least half an hour completely naked in the sun. And that strengthens our Wei Qi, which is the energy field around our body, which is also the first part of our immune system. how strong and healthy that is. Yeah, and the more we are exposed to the elements of Earth, and we repair our electromagnetic field around our body, we also help Earth, and Earth helps us to restore the electromagnetic field around it. That's where the M-guard is also so powerful, because we are protecting then the field in our home and our body, and then that spreads into the grid as well. So the more homes have an M-guard, the more that also helps repair the grid that is getting very distorted through all the radiation, also through HARP, through all the geoengineering, through the phone towers and all of that. So we have quite some work to do. There is no time, but it is time that we start doing that, because we are on the, but I have full trust. We are all rising, and the new Earth leaders are waking up. And there's always a way shower for another. We are just a step ahead. So if you are resonating with what I say, what comes through me, then message me and come in and go into the next level. It's super magical, and it's also hard, but we have to do it to get to. It's like climbing a mountain. It's hard, but when you are on the top, it's magical. Getting out of bed can be hard. It was so cozy and warm this morning, and I had my guinea pig on my heart, sleeping all night with her, surrounded by my animals, and then I had to get out. But there was no question. I have to get out to be here, to immerse my body and my eyes in the sun, to share with you, to bring these transmissions through. So the flow, the transition, purifying our body can be hard. Not getting rid, but transforming the addictions can be hard. Shifting our patterns can be hard. But we have to shift that belief too. We know it's challenging, and challenging means it can be hard, but hard times make strong, beautiful people. And it's actually also not hard, because we came here for that. We signed up for that. We've just also been weakened by these substances like sugar and all these many foods that distract and distort our system, and we have been made weak by the wrong water. So let's take our power back, let's take our strength back. And I am doing this zip by zip, and I'm water fasting today and probably the next 2 days with this powerful water, and then I'm even more clear. I've done a few of them now, and with Kangen water I haven't been getting headaches and all of that. Very different than any fast I did before. I don't get cravings on this water. So that resets, and afterwards there's another layer of the addictions to food and the patterns around food gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. So, let's rise and shine and get clear. Breathing. Feeling the crystalline structure of our body. Changing from the words that have just flowed through, speaking the new reality, the new earth into reality, that going into the grid, the sacred union. Yes, sacred union inside our inner masculine feminine. On the outside too, it's sovereign beings walking together, not codependent and enmeshed, but sovereign, embodied. And sacred union is the union with our divine, with the divine, with God's spirit, our soul, our higher self, our monad, and our body, all united. Yeah. So, we are one light, one love, and we are each a ray. We are like each one drop in this big ocean, and we are one family, and we gotta wake up to that and then live it. Get out of our egotistical way of only caring for ourselves and maybe our children, our family, to expand into caring more. And the water helps us with that. This water wants to be shared, and I shared a beautiful prayer last night as well with that post of the Lakota tribe. I called my guinea pigs often the Lakota tribe. That just came through, and often I find, I remember, and they have such a beautiful way of living as a oneness. Good morning, dear brother. Good morning. Beautiful to be here with both of you. Yeah, the Lakota tribe, their beautiful ways of how they are with earth and everything, and the water especially. It's very powerful. And how beautiful that with the internet, the World Wide Web connecting us, we can read about it and then remember. Yeah. So let's keep praying together as we drink our waters and walk this sacred planet with our sacred hearts. We are the prayer, and we are the living prayer. And being out here, every moment is a prayer. So sending you much love and blessings again, also from these sweet angels here. They are also marking the rock. They have their own color in their body. And love embodied. The swallows are flying around, dancing. Let's all have a magical day, and it's such a blessing to be here. And we are changing the world by being the love we are, living that fully, radiating it fully, and feel also the whales in this ocean here behind me. They are traveling by right now. Their energy. They are messengers, libraries. They carry the water codes as well. And I'll read your comments after. It's too bright to see them on the phone. So I thank you so much for coming on, both of you. It's a beautiful pleasure to connect with you. And happy to see you both as well. And much gratitude. This is too how we are doing. If you have come on a bit later, watch the replay. This is how we are doing the grid work. I'm speaking this, you are coming on, we are doing the grid work that goes right into the land, the portal where you are into your body, and that's how we are changing. So, and like the sun, I come on here most days, every day, wherever I'm guided to come from. I don't plan that, I just I just know clearly. Now I have to turn my camera on and I have to speak and share And then the animals come in, and the beautiful sky, the infinite sky opens up, and the blue frequency. I am a blue ray, and maybe you too. I shared a post about that a few days ago as well, on a video. It's a Blu-ray transmission, so yeah. There's some sharing from this beautiful seagull. Yeah, we need to express, clear our body, move our body. Yeah. Yeah. So, one more drink. And I wish you a beautiful day. Much love and blessings. And I see you when I see you next.